Check, mic check. How we doing? Let me see if we on. Oh shit. Yeah, I think we good. We in the light today, man. Still daytime. Gotta make sure this camera is working properly. The angle, you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, it's about to be sunset, so I might have to like adjust lighting and all that shit. But yeah, man, we here. Trying to see what's happening with the fucking on Tuesday.
Think I'm so smart, I can't reach any further. Rearrange the stars. Freezing
I think we did. I know this is different. This is a young, different day. No, you told me, yo, I don't know why the fuck I have this video on my shit. Anywho, story for another day, man. How we doing? I don't think there's gonna be anyone in town. For real. I'm sure we know that, man. Today is full of surprises. I'm just here to deliver the message as it is. Hope everybody's doing what they do. Probably gonna have a guest today. Yeah, man, like I said, it's gonna be full of surprises. But mainly, I did say I wanted to do some stuff this weekend, and because of unforeseen circumstances, we were unable to do so. So today is the day that we actually, tap in and we actually get to it, because yeah, man, I want to get this out the way before the next stream. So yeah, man, this week's episode came a little bit early. You know what I'm saying? Came a bit early. But like I said, the lighting is already getting fucked, bro. Oh my god. See, that's why I stream during the night, bro. Like, I don't have to deal with fucking lighting problems during the night. I just like let that shit go. Which I might, maybe as time goes, maybe you might have to just like switch that shit on. But as of right now, I'ma just look like Batman for a bit, But yeah, man, I hope y'all holding it down. Like I said, we got a lot of shit to get to. If you're watching this on the playback, I appreciate you. Gang. We in the building, we not stopping. Welcome to episode 22. Actually, before that, I think I should just like sort out the lighting, just get shit right on that side, and make sure we're looking good, But let me just fuck a young playlist while I fix that. In the meantime, give me a sec. Just want to make sure we doing the right thing. Wait. Okay.
Is it strange to dance so soon? Dance myself right out the
Yeah, not bad. I just had to fix that. But yeah. Wait, let me put this back. Yeah, man. Reloaded, locked and loaded. Locked and loaded. That's all we got. That's what we got right now. Is that cool, man? Is that camera cool? I don't know. Yeah, and I think we should be good, man. What's happening? What's up? What's up? Anybody in the chat right now? Hit me with a holla. We live, baby. On a Tuesday. On a Tuesday. Got the club going up on a Tuesday. See what that got for us. So I'm just complete. So there was this email I got. Wait, I gotta brace myself. There's this email I got, right? And niggas was hitting me up. They're like, yo, dude, we want you to fuck around and test out these tools that we have. So it's like a website, right? They do AI music, what do you call creations, pretty much. That's what I can call them. AI music creations, and pretty much, you know, the typical AI shit that you know. So they hit me up. They're like, yo, man, we wanna get down. We wanna make something with you. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, I'm not opposed to the whole AI music thing. And I thought it would be a great opportunity thing I know and that I want to keep within making music is, the realness of it. At the same time, we can't ignore the fact that, there's other tools involved, like AI, like autotune, like whatever. But I just think the essence and the realness of everything else should still be preserved. Hence why I decided to give it a try. Because I would like to see how I can use it in a much more comfortable way that I feel okay with, And when they did hit me up and told me about this, I don't know, my first thought was just like, oh my God, are we getting replaced? Are we getting replaced? Like, literally, I was like, God damn. But after some time, I gave it some thought. And I was like, you know what? Why not, man? Why not actually just tap in and see what this whole thing has for us? Maybe we could come out with some, maybe not, Doesn't hurt to try. I'm not anti-AI or anti-progressiveness. I'm none of that, but if it's not something I enjoy, I'm not gonna mess with it. So yeah, man, that's today, and we're gonna pretty much just be breaking it down. If anybody's in the chat, if anybody does pull up today to the studio, we're just gonna have a conversation and see how that looks like. But I definitely have some thoughts and ideas, and I'm ready to execute. So stay tuned. We got a lot to unpack today, man. Like, when niggas ask me about AI now, I'm like, oh, you mean artistic integrity? Is that what you're talking about? Don't tell me about artificial intelligence, because really, at the end of the day, whether you make it with this or that, I think as long as you keep the integrity of everything and it's real, then yeah, keep at it, man. Like, keep at it. But who knows? What if this sucks? Who knows? So we just have to see. Out of everything, though, I'm mad excited. I want to see what we got. Trying to see what the shit is looking like. If I'm just gonna be solo trying out this thing, I might as well, So, what do I actually think about AI music right now? Just the idea of it? I would like to think that it's something that can be used to further evolve what we've already built on as a species. At least that's what I think, that's what I hope. In terms of actually just prompting something and just putting that out without any effort, I think that's where we'd be going wrong. Like, maybe that's not what the future looks like. I think as an artist, it's very easy to start thinking like doom and gloom. And I mean, we already got Spotify fucking our, I don't even want to say it, pause, but we already got Spotify bending our asses over, so it's kind of hard to see anything else in an optimistic light when it comes to these technologies and everything. But I think it has its possibility to be able to now build on something we've already done. Now, I don't mean lazy, don't get me wrong, like that lazy shit where you just prompt and then, that's not what I mean. I mean something you can genuinely, use and be involved in, because I think that's the nature of expression and creativity. Being able to actually lock in, sit down, and tweak and mess around and then sample and all these things, they're different, but they kind of all do the same thing, to express yourself as a human being. And I would like to think that AI can do the same thing. And if it doesn't, then let's just chuck it. We don't gotta mess with it. But I would like to give it that open mind as I walk into the session today. And I would like to see what comes out of it. Now, there's always dangers and all these things that people say. Funny enough, I actually saw a clip. I didn't watch it, but it's a news clip really on my feed talking about the dangers of what brought AI music. And I didn't watch it. I was curious to know what they would say. Maybe you can like round that up and see what they're talking about. Maybe it might answer up some questions we have right now. Maybe not. Let's just see. Let's tap it. Yeah, for anybody who's joining in, anybody who's seeing this shit, just know you in for the journey. So stay tuned. We got to do some breakdowns. We got to do some fucking around. Stay tuned, baby. I'm seeing a lot of different clips. I see two interesting clips that I would like to check out. Actually, let me just save them to my watch later. And then some of the joints we can just like watch while I'm making this shit. So, give me a sec, man. But I'm high-key interested in today's episode because it's very focused, you know? Much like that one where we did the trap stuff, that was also focused because it was like, yo, let's fuck around with some trap music and let's see how that sounds. Because I was definitely in the mood. Because sometimes I just be walking in here with no idea what I'm going to make. And that's cool and all, but I like direction, you know? I think with anything you do in life, you do need a sense of direction, even though you don't know exactly how you're gonna do it. But I think it does just kind of help you help you find what you're looking for. So that's how I feel about this episode too. Hopefully we have a banger. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully we have a beat banger, because that's what we're here for, man, you know? Here for the bangers, baby. I don't know, maybe we could do that after the sesh, or I don't know, we'll see. I haven't gotten the show started on some G shit yet, you know what it is? You know we got this new soundboard. Wait, holla. What am I doing, man? You know we gotta do this shit, right? Any motherfucker.
Welcome, Sawubona. This is RSA, a radical South African house. You are now tuned into the frequency Yamanika, where music meets African experimentation, powered by the rhythm and driven by culture. The industry wasn't made for us, so we have no choice but to break the rules and radicalize the republic. This is not hip-hop, dog. It's counterculture. Sesficule. Transmission link, check. Digital interface, check. Live feed, check. OBS live stream, check. Emergency override, check. Simulating launch sequence in 3, 2, 1.
Please note, this broadcast is a fictional depiction of a set of activities, including the sharing of thoughts, perspectives, and opinions. It would be unfair to suggest that anything showcased on this broadcast is an accurate representation of anything in real life or how we view the world. Wadibala, it's all fake, super fake, AI before AI. Enjoy the show.
Now, here comes the music.
You got a beat for me?
Nike on me and a chick too. Nah, I ain't fucking with that dude. High rap, like I'm in a bad mood. Bitch, your bitch, my friend too. Drip, yeah, I'm kind of couples. I'm Shansu, Ankles. Some pretty gakas, but doesn't want to fix it. Chicken, nigga, plus a figgy ghost. Yeah, fight shit like shit. Back on the road, now I'm switching gears. Yeah, fight shit like shit. Back on the road, now I'm switching gears. Yeah.
Been coming up like a weed through the industry, through the pavement. See on the screens, living free on your mind, no ring. Clock is ticking, can't be moving slow, it's a race and a race. Talk your shit, post your comments, give a fuck, I'm on your neck, bitch, you in your bed. Thought this time I risked it all, so I placed my only bet. Played the game, I did it careful, I ain't had no safety net. Got you focus, see my motion, but you ain't seen the days I wept. Born in the dirt, still in the dirt, this hustle different. Yeah, meow. Yeah, 你他妈丑shit.
Nike on me and a chick too. Nah, I ain't fucking with that dude. High rap, like I'm in a bad mood. Bitch, your bitch, my friend too. Drip, yeah, I'm kind of couples. I'm Shansu, Ankles. Some pretty gakas, but doesn't want to fix it. Chicken, nigga, plus a figgy ghost. Yeah, fight shit like shit. Back on the road, now I'm switching gears. Yeah, fight shit like shit. Back on the road, now I'm switching gears. Yeah.
Just listen. I feel my dreams is passing me by. That's why I don't ever sleep. Don't think about asking me why. I don't plan to settle in this feeling I can't deny. I felt it at 17 when peeling back all the lies. The truth was unsettling from keeping it all inside. I turned to a lesser thing. The further I try to run, the more I'm just letting in. There's no point in trying to hide, especially if you show your skin. I learned from a couple losses, it took me straight to a win. I worked out what all the cost is, it's really diminishing. My purpose is never stopping, I'm not close to finishing. This life that I dreamed of, not as big as the pond that I'm fishing in. Passing dreams.
Hold on. Oh, you want to know where I'm at? We outside.
Zal hem eens bellen, had ik dat Say you love me, darling. I just want a piece of you and me every day. Almost out of options, but I'm wanting that I could put your eyes on replay, on replay, on replay. Don't wanna stress your mind, don't wanna scare you away, don't wanna waste your time, don't wanna tell you away. Still I got you on replay, on replay, on replay. You feel that? You feel that? Say you love me, darling. I just want a piece of you in me every day. Almost out of options, but I'm on it. That I could see your eyes on replay, on replay, on replay, on replay. Don't wanna stress your mind, don't wanna scare you away, don't wanna waste your time, don't wanna tell you away. Still I got you. Don't wanna stress your mind, don't wanna scare you away, don't wanna waste your time, don't wanna tell you away. Still I got you.
I'm just holding that down. I'm on leave right now, so what a perfect time to just, you know, do what I'm doing right now. I don't know about y'all, but me, just the thought of just chilling and doing nothing ain't really appeasing. So yeah, man. I hope that's motivation. Not for me. No, I'm just saying in terms of what I'm talking about, I hope that's motivation on my side to, you know, get me rolling, to do what I do. Like I said, I think it's just me. That's how I feel. Cause I know niggas that just don't wanna do shit. Niggas don't wanna do nothing. Granted, if you're tired, bro. Granted, if you're tired. But aren't we all tired? Anyway, instead of getting philosophical, let's get technological, baby. That's what I'm getting at. So, I want to make sure I'm sharing the right shit right now. Let's see what they got right here. Before we actually hop into this shit, let's see what they saying. Maybe we might get some answers, some questions answered. Yeah, let's check it out.
As conversations around AI licensing continue to grow globally, the music industry is facing mounting questions around copyright, around ownership, fair compensation, and the future of creativity in the age of artificial intelligence. While AI presents exciting new opportunities, it also raises serious concerns about how creative works are being used at this stage and whether artists are being protected in the process. Here's Nick Matsukis, who is the CEO and founder of the Academy of Sound Engineering, and joins us now for more on this chat. Thank you so much for your time on the program. So, AI-generated music is the new in thing, and we've seen it caused quite a stir over the social media platforms over the past few days, and it's slowly becoming more sophisticated.
I ain't gonna lie, the first time I heard about that shit, I legit thought the world was going to an end. Like, the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, nah, it's chai. It's chai, because what? Like, you're telling me your computer could just generate some stuff? Like, yeah, it had me down for a bit.
And many artists are now asking a basic but important question, and that question is, when AI is trained on existing music but may at times fail on the creative nuances of the process of creating music, just where do we draw the line between inspiration, imitation, and copyright infringement?
Yes, good evening, Kolisi, and thank you for having me. That's an important question, of course, particularly today in the age of AI. But it's not a brand new question, actually, when one thinks about it. The grey area between inspiration, influence, and copyright infringement, quite frankly, is an old one that goes back to the very existence of copyright. Naturally, it becomes very present and a very relevant question today more than ever because of the proliferation of AI.
Oh, it's the game.
But really, at the end of the day,
shout out the Fruity homies. Pause. You know, I love the Fruity homies. We connected, man. Me and the Fruity homies, we like logged in, dog. I can't tell you nothing. You know, but pause. Do I still gotta pause? Niggas be thinking niggas is gay anyway. Should I still pause?
Of AI, but of copyright. Naturally, it becomes very present and a very relevant question today more than ever because of the proliferation of AI. But really, at the end of the day, it all comes back to one word, and that word is copyright, because copyright is the intellectual property right that allows musicians to protect their musical works and the exclusive right to make money out of those musical works unless they sign those rights away. Now, if you think back to about the turn of the century, there was Napster, peer-to-peer file sharing and piracy, which was running rampant. And quite frankly, everybody thought this was the end of the music industry. Close your music publishers, shut down your record labels was the cry. Yeah. But in fact, that was just one hurdle. And it happened to be that particular relevant hurdle at the time, which the music industry overcame by use of and enforcement of copyright. AI is just the new way, because what AI does is it scrapes and references and learns from the ones and zeros that belong to musical artists who are humans. And then at the prompt of the user creates something which is not necessarily new, but is in fact an adaptation of that human created work. So really, AI is just the new tool in which infringement is happening. And provided we have strict and enforceable copyright laws, the music industry will overcome this just as it overcame piracy.
And you know, there's a question that I myself am also grappling with.
Okay, pause. Personally, I don't feel like the music industry overcoming piracy was anything positive. Well, the way it was overcame, because it kind of became this thing that, okay, cool, we overcame the use of physical media, but with that, we took away something very integral in the music listening experience, which was the actual physical media, you know? Excuse me. Like, yeah, even with Napster and all those other, you know, apps that existed before, they were cool because, yeah, you can download music, you don't pay for it. But the way they overcame it is that they started replacing it with something a little more established, a lot more, you know, which would be Spotify, iTunes, etc. But what I'm saying is that it didn't necessarily move in the right direction because Spotify ended up being the piracy. Like now I feel like Spotify somewhat is doing the pirating, even though it's more like blue collar pirating, the shit that white people do. You know, so for me, I don't think that, I mean, shout out iTunes and, you know, the Bandcamps and everything else, but the winning motif is Spotify. Honestly, that's what I'm seeing. And it's managed to capitalize all that shit, all that piracy shit that was going on with downloading, and it just made it easier. And now the user, all they have to do is just pay like a monthly fee to access all the music, you know. So technically, I don't know, it didn't really solve any kind of problem. All it did was just give the problem to a huge corporate entity to just monetize and just capitalize off of, you know, which, yeah, that's my deal with all of that. But let's hear what this nigga's saying. Maybe you got...
Yeah, particularly when we look at the distribution of royalties. So for audiences and, you know, even artists trying to understand AI copyright, just who owns AI-generated music? Is it the developer of the AI system, the user prompting it, or the creators whose work may have helped train the model? Just help us understand and place the value chain.
Yeah, that's a great question, and probably the most relevant question you could ask. Well, if one reduces it to simple copyright terms, think back to when, I know he's not the flavor of the month, but think back to when Diddy sampled Every Breath You Take by the Police, which was a song written by Sting. What he did was he used parts of Sting's song, and then he added his own parts. In any copyright regime, that's called an adaptation. The Americans call it an interpolation, the British call it a derivative work, we call it an adaptation. And that's precisely what AI is doing. It's going and it's using some ones and zeros that are owned by particular humans or the corporates that they have signed them to. And it is then at the prompt of the user adding other ones and zeros and creating this so-called new work. That is an adaptation. So in copyright law, the true owner of this AI-generated work today, as we speak, as the technology currently stands, is the original creator of those ones and zeros. Now, therein lies the problem, and it's not a legal problem. It's a practical one, because that can be millions of people. And therein lies the conundrum that the music industry finds itself. But as we speak, technology is being created which can track all the true and lawful owners of those ones and zeros so that they can be remunerated. And that is essentially where the industry is going. But that's why it's important that the collective management organizations, the organizations in South Africa that your viewers who are in the music industry might know, Capasso and Samro and the music rights organizations, need to be the ones negotiating these licensing royalties. This is what's happened in America. Suno and Udio, the two big music AI platforms, have been sued by the various rights holders. And in Germany, OpenAI, the other one, was sued by Gamma, the collective management organization. And the result of that...
Wait a minute. Gamma put out that album by Kanye, which was, slightly AI from what I know. How the fuck they be suing? Man, these niggas.
Has been that Suno and Udio are coming back and saying, yes, we will pay you licensing royalties because we admit that we have scraped your works and we have used them. But now please tell us how much. And that is the discussion that's happening at the moment. The danger with that is that some of the rights holders, the record labels in particular, are going and saying, well, please give us a royalty, please give us an equity share in your company. And therein lies a problem, because then they might end up having their own composers competing with their own owned AI work. So we want these negotiations to happen at CMO level, Capasso in particular.
Yeah, and that's a very important point that you raise right now, because at the back of what you're saying, essentially, there's a growing debate now, globally as well, around AI licensing and royalties. So do you think that AI could genuinely become somewhat of a new royalty stream for musicians? And if that's a possibility, how would we balance it with the even distribution of royalties, as many have now argued that technology companies would benefit while the musicians themselves are left behind?
That's a good ass question. Man, this shit gotta add. This shit gotta add. Wait a minute.
Yes, and that's another brilliant question. I'm so glad you've asked it. This is where government comes in, and we do need government intervention. Government delivered an AI policy which was a non-starter a couple of weeks ago, and they're working on a new AI white paper right now, and that's a good thing. But we need active involvement, and we need laws and regulations that are immediately enforceable, because we have a track record, unfortunately, in South Africa of our copyright laws and our neighboring rights laws not keeping up with technology. Our Copyright Act was written in 1978. It was last amended in 2002. It needs to be updated, but it needs to be updated with the correct laws. Now, regrettably, what has happened up until now, and this is why the Copyright Amendment Bill has been kicked into touch. Currently, it sits before the Constitutional Court, and the Constitutional Court, I have no doubt, will find it to be unconstitutional, and then we'll have to start again with the new Copyright Amendment Bill. But what the Copyright Amendment Bill did was try to introduce a notion called fair use, which is an American concept which makes copyright looser. That's really all that your viewers need to know. It doesn't tighten copyright, it makes it open-ended and creates more exemptions. We don't want that. What we want is tighter copyright laws. And so fair use absolutely now with AI must be kicked into touch more than ever before. And I've no doubt that the government departments involved will do that.
All right, let's park this conversation here. Hopefully pick it up some other time once we've made progress in this field. I must thank you so much, though, in the meantime. That is Nick Matsukis, who's the CEO and founder of the Academy of Sound Engineering there. Thanks so much indeed.
I don't know, Chad. I don't know, man. From what that nigga said, it just sounds like they still trying to figure that shit out. But like the shit is already rolled out and it's already doing what it's doing. So it's like at this point, you know, all it's gonna do is just like use any kind of like, you know, inspiration and whatever. So it's kind of just like free game right now, you know? So I guess, yeah, you can take advantage of it depending on where you stand as a person and as a creator. But we're here to innovate, man. That's what I want us to do. I want us to innovate. I want us to create something that actually stand the test of time, you know? As much as you can create whatever tool to do whatever, the point is to still create music that helps people and, you know, keeps the moving going when it comes to just like living your life, and also just for the artist just to be able to express yourself. I think if you can still maintain those two things, then everything else is just noise, you know? And also allow artists to be able to like, you know, live sustainable. But I think that's more of a business conversation, you know? That's more of a business conversation, you know? So I'm not in no business shit, but I would love to have someone who knows more about that. Maybe we could have a conversation, because I'm not really clued in on that stuff. But in terms of just the actual genuine, you know, shit that comes with music, I can definitely lay down my own opinions and ideas with that. So if anybody knows anything about that type of stuff, please let me know. I would love to, you know, learn. I would love to learn. It's getting cold though, yo. And I want to check on Mchita. He said he was gonna pull up. I don't know if he's still coming through. Let me just check. Get a flipping jacket. Yes. Bro had like 2 numbers. Let me just check real quick. Oh wait, no, he did send me a police call yesterday, so I can check that out. I don't think he's picking up. Yup. Alright. Looks like we finna lock in then. Because I think he was gonna record something. I don't know if, he wants to do that anymore. Oh. Yo, Woody. Oh, nzofika no. Yangizwa. Yeah, uyakhatha nyana, but I can kind of hear you kancane ukuthi uyeza. Alright, cool. Swipe. Damn, that nigga phone sound like he's in the AI war right now, man. He sound like he's in a video game going. Actually, he's just like cranking. But I guess, yeah, in the meantime, we could cook. Because I know he had some, he wanted to, like, I guess, use whatever I'm doing and then switch that to a more sing, like, basically he wanted me to sing and then use the AI for me to sound better while I'm singing. And that's not what I wanted to do. So let's just try out this shit first and see where we end up. Let's lock in, man. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Yeah. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Yeah. Alright, cool. So we got free AI music generator. Music creator AI, that's the name of the site. This is what we're gonna be using. And yeah, pretty much this is my first time trying this out. I wanna see how far we can push it. And if there's any way where we can, shut the critics up. Like any critics that are apparently available in AI music, let's see if we can shut them up. But if they shut us up, we will admit that. Like, okay, we fucked up, guys, But like I said, we're going in this open-minded, just trying to see what we can come up with. And hopefully we can use the core essence of music to be able to bring this to life, So what I do want to say is that I like the idea of AI also, because I think it also gives people a chance to like it brings the realness more out from a musician, whether that's you using AI or that's you not using AI. Like let's say you make a song that's AI and then you put it out. The people who feel opposed to that type of stuff, they will naturally be more inclined to make more music that's more like, that comes more from a real place. And also on the flip side to that, the people who are making music using AI, some of them are actual artists. Some of them actually want to have that effort and expression. So I think it will definitely bring about more of those types of dynamics. That's why every time this conversation comes up, I ignore the people who just go on there and say, give me this, and then that's the song, and then that's what they drop. And it's like, where's the actual, integrity? Where's the actual messing around, the actual expression, the actual creativity? Like, if you're just gonna give the whole job to the computer, then what's the point? What's the point? Like, even if the computer can do it, cool. It may even make it sound perfect, like, but the point is, why don't you try to also involve your hand into that? The same way we do with autotune. Like, I don't think people just sing into a mic and then say, yeah, autotune, just do the work. No, like, you still gotta go in there, cut the tones, make sure they sound right. Like, you gotta actually put in that actual motif. But let me not rant, man, because I'm fucking geeking. I want to try this shit. Ow! God damn. Okay, let's go. Let me see. What do you want to make? What type of music you want to create? What do we want to make, man? Who we got any people in the chat? Like, let's see if we got peeps in the chat. Like, if we got anybody in the chat, just holler. Just say what music we should be making, and let's talk about it. Let's see if we're gonna do something about this, man. Cause I don't know, my brain's taking me all over the place right now. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. I don't think anybody's in the chat, so we might as well just get to it. What do I want to make? Create. Wait, but we need to write lyrics though, right? Okay, let's try to write like a one-liner, two-liner and see if that works. No. The point is not to tell it what I want to do. The point is for it to just do what it does. Because I don't want to tell it that I'm going to sample it. Otherwise, it's going to give me some weird shit. So let me just say, give me a hook. Give me a hook that sounds like a dark wave song. Like, I want a dark wave song. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that genre. But think about like Crystal Castles, Snow Strippers. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. This better be a cappella. Word up. Again. What up? Give me a second. Let me just like mute this shit. Word? What's up though? You looking fresh and clean. What's going on? Yeah, bro.
What's up, Chad?
Yeah, bro. I think it's just. Oh shit, there was someone. Yeah, but let me